we are back on Danapith, and a couple things going on. Let's just get right into this level. Well, I went back and I copied the reactor we were using in the last level because we need this methane. Now, this should be pretty useful, but another thing that I went and did is I'm having a problem. The problem is the reactor we were using in the last level because we need this methane. Now, oh yes, now I remember. Okay, the other thing is I'm having trouble with hard drive space, fitting this all into my hard drive, and I know that eventually these levels become very, very long, and so what I've done is I've decided to just live stream this and get any copies of the video I need from there. Another sad thing, and I'm not even sure why I did this, but I decided to add a webcam, and not crazy about this, but we'll see how it goes, just to kind of give this, I don't know, give this game something to look at while we're doing it. So, I really want to do this level before heading off to work, so let's get right into it. This should work exactly how it did on the last level. I don't need quite that much pipe. Now, quota reactor here is 4, so what are we going to do with that? Well, okay, well, let's figure out what we want to do first. We know we got hydrogen, and one thing we're going to have to do is separate that hydrogen. But I guess what we can also do is we're going to need that nitrogen by itself, so might as well just get a disassembly reactor. I'm going to give it a little bit of pipe area so that it can have something queued up. And let's just start on that. What we want to do is we want to take this nitrogen, and what I want over here is going to be a plain old nitrogen. I guess a no bonded nitrogen. Whoops. Okay. Should be fairly simple. We'll use red and blue if we can. But okay. Probably just gonna do this really simple. Actually, you know what? Let's do that super efficiently. We know we can grab one, and blue can just move it. So one thing we have, I don't remember if we've explored yet, is the fact that when you output something, the output you put it in, like let's say we have the single nitrogen molecule right here, and we output it, it's going to be in that location on the other reactor. So if we output, anyways, let me just start this because it'll be easier to explain than trying to envision it that way. Actually, we might need a sink here because what's going to happen, blue, we can't just have it inputting twice every round, can we? Or the other option we can do is just move it one more down, and instead of doing that, we will just input it once. We'll grab it here. I like that. So, what's our plan here? I should maybe move this over here so I can look at the webcam a little better. What we need to do is what we can do is, well, as usual, let's just give it a shot, see what it kind of looks like. Okay, that's the one thing we need to remember, is it needs to unbond 3 times. Well, I think we can possibly unbond it 3 times as we're moving. But the one thing we need to keep in mind is that it needs to be in this output area. And specifically, I want both those molecules to output in the same spot so that we don't have a situation where they're both outputting, one outputs like this. This is how you note it in your notes, where one is being output here and another is being output there. I don't really want that. because it makes the reactions harder down the line in the next reactor. So I'm just going to have blue come in and move it and output them. But we got to figure out, let's try this, see how it looks. Okay, well we don't have enough bond breaking. So if we wanted it to work like that, we would have to, I think we can actually go like this, it might work fine. It gives us one more spot where the start isn't taking up room. See how that works. Okay, now that worked. All we need to do now is blue needs to grab this and move it over here. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. But we also need to tell red to stop. Give blue a moment or two to get this all done. Should I put the sink here or should I move this over one more and put it here? I think I want to do it here, just so I don't have to deal with so much problems. It might make the reaction take a little bit longer, but overall, I think it's going to be easier to deal with for now. So as soon as blue sees that sink, he's going to come in and grab this, and he will output, whoops, that's not right. Whoops, that's not right either. Output here, drop it, and go back around. I think that's about what we need. Yeah, I think this would actually finish completely fine. So long as blue can finish this before red gets back over here and does it again. So let's just give it a shot. And before we try that out, we're going to need a little bit of pipe, because right now we can only output one. Okay, so let's give that a shot, see how that works. Bonding's broken, sync is okay. I think this works, because, something's going on with what happened. What happened there? I'm not even sure. Let's try that again. Oh, red picked it up? What happened there? Okay, I see what happened. Red came in here, dropped it, hit the sink, came back, and saw that this is also a grab. So this is one of those moments that I've been talking about where it needs to be specified drop only. So that should solve our problem. Excellent. Perfect. Alright, well this is done. And this is pretty efficient. I'm happy with this. We can edit this note so that this is more accurate. Okay. Oh, now for the trickier parts. Let's look at what we need to output. Same like the last level, we need to output 2 hydrogens bonded together. Well, I believe that is this lower output. And we could borrow that same reactor that we had from last level, but what's going on up here? We need 1 hydrogen up here. So we might need a reactor that splits the amount of hydrogen coming out. I don't like this idea because we need twice as many hydrogen here than we need here. Yeah, 40 and 40. So if we made a reactor that output 1/3 down here for this one and 2/3 for this area, that would work. And we could just borrow that reactor that we made with this, that we used to make this, from the last level, and we'd be done. So that would work pretty good. But how are you... how are we going to do this where with the amount of tools we have, because right now we don't have some of the cooler tools we get down the line for splitting things 20%, 50%, things like that. I guess what we could use is an assembly. Here's one idea. If we use an assembly reactor to output two different things. Can we do that? No, we can't. Darn, that won't work. I was thinking if we have one assembly reactor where it takes in all the hydrogen and outputs some of this and just a single hydrogen molecule, that might work. But I don't really like that idea because it's not possible. That's why I don't like it. It's not possible. There's only one output in this assembly reactor. So that will not work. This is probably one of the harder levels that is introduced to the player. And okay, so I think what we're gonna have to do, and the way I remember doing this level a long time ago, is just one reactor that just splits it, 50-50. I think I did, because it was just the beginner way to do it. Split it 50-50. But I really don't want to do that. I'd really like it to work better. Well, let's just start. That nitrogen is here, so we need that hydrogen. It comes from that bottom pipe. Oops. Go like this, maybe. Maybe this is okay. Because we're going to be using up a lot of hydrogen pretty quickly, so it doesn't really matter how fast this one is. Or, I guess it... yeah, this one's not outputting that much hydrogen very fast, so this one doesn't need to be fast. Okay. It'll take the hydrogen. So let's just get started. Okay, the hydrogen comes here, is that correct? Yeah, it is. Okay. We shall... Alright, well, this is kind of just a test. What we want to do is outputs. No, we need the disassembly because this... Yeah, we need disassembly because this is not going to work well. It's not going to work easily. Yeah. We have two different outputs here. Okay, so for one of them we will output a single hydrogen, and we can't really do that, can we? Okay, this will work. I'm happy with this idea. I'm happy with the idea. I'm not happy about the implementation yet. So let's have red just drop it here, and then blue will take a turn grabbing one, and he's gonna drop, well, if we do like this, maybe we can collide less. Though I guess collision's not gonna be a huge factor if they're taking turns. But I just say so. Okay. Well, oops. Okay. Well, this is pretty basic, but we need some syncs to make sure they don't try to do the same thing at the same time. Okay, well, it should work like that. Well, we actually don't want them to go at the same time now, do we? So how do I have this? Well, let's just give it a shot. This might... something happen. What? I thought we were convinced that this would... Oh, I think I know what happened. I think the pipe is not going anywhere, so don't want these notes all over the screen. I think maybe we do need... How much time do I have to... I think that's the only reason it crashed, is there wasn't enough room in the pipe. Might as well make it really long, because this one takes a long time to get that much hydrogen for our testing. Okay. I guess this might work. Just go like this, maybe. For added security, how are we gonna do this? I guess this will, I think this will work. Yeah, this will work, because look, red's sitting there. Shut up, darn thing. Red was sitting here, and blue was waiting for input, and so red won't go again until he gets that out. So this should work fine. And that was pretty easy. That was easier than I thought. Okay, so let's move on to the next reactor. The interesting part. You know what? Motherfucker, look at what we got here. We don't need this thing. This methane with, or this carbon with 3 hydrogens. So this reactor is worthless. This has to be redone. Unbelievable. This throws a wrench into our whole plan. Well, get used to it. Yeah, okay. This is not good. In my drunken stupor last night, I didn't notice that we don't need this molecule. So this has to be totally rewritten. We don't need this. We don't even need this. We need a single bonded one to go with the nitrogen we'll be outputting. Fine. So we want it to look like this, and we want a lot more hydrogen to go out. Well, that solves some of this problem of not enough hydrogen to go around. What it doesn't solve is the problem with this one. Because look, we have to figure out how we're going to cut off all of these, or at least 2 of them. Let's just cut off these 2 because then my note doesn't need editing. Well, let's just figure out. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so we got some more bonders to work with here. Okay, well, my first inclination is, let's use red to go like this. Red's gonna come up here, grab this one. Geez, this is gonna be a long reaction. This is a mess. Does that make sense to everybody? Not really. Oh boy, that's crazy. I don't even know if this will work right now. Where's the sync on red? Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, well, what about blue? Let's do a finish here. Blue will have to come and grab this one. And then he can... No, we can't do that. Well, he can do this. This will work. I think this might actually work. Are these gonna crash? Yeah, they're probably gonna crash. Huh. It didn't. Well, if this... What happened here? What is this place? I'm confused where this is. I think what happened is the pipe filled, I hope. Yeah. Let's just watch this one more time. See why that collided. I was watching the wrong pipeline. Okay, yeah. This is just full. Yeah. Excellent. I think we are on our way to a good solution. Now we have one more reactor to pull this all together. Uh-oh. This is not good. Our reactor quota is at the maximum. So something has to change here. What? I guess this? I don't even remember how I did this before. I do have my old solution saved up to this point, but I'm not going to look at it because that kind of destroys the fun. Well. Here's one idea. Instead of using this reactor to split those up, we bond... No, we can't do that. That won't work. We might need to use... We can use this as an assembly reactor. Yeah, this'll work, because look. My first impression was that we needed to use the cutoff one to create this, but that's not actually the case. We'll just take this hydrogen that's already attached to here and finish it by connecting this nitrogen. Yeah, these go up the top one. So these just need to go up here. And be combined to create this. This one is not needed at all, so we wasted all that time making this. All the 5 minutes it took to create that. And we will instead use an assembly reactor. I'm just going to hold this over here just so I have it. You know, I don't really need it. I really don't. So I'll just save it just for, I don't know. Okay, I just deleted it because I forgot how to save apparently. Oh well. What's this do? Okay. So this one's going to get in a hydrogen, just has to build this, and then we'll be almost done with the level, except for this one, which is actually harder, or easier. I guess this one's easier. Well, this should be extremely easy. This is like the tutorial level, practically. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, we don't need to go down there. We're using this other output. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna do it the lazy way of bonding over and over. I think this'll work. Let's see. As long as nothing else crashes outside the reactor. Look at everybody working nice and good. Alright, looks like it's working. Excellent. Now all we gotta do is figure out how to connect these nitrogens to these methane radicals. Ugh. Okay, so thank you very much. Alright, well that should be fairly straightforward. We'll just use red to... Where should we assemble it? I saw that we were getting a lot more nitrogen than we are getting this one. methane radical. So why don't we just combine it here so that blue can just always have a nitrogen ready to go as soon as it comes in. I'm gonna move it like this so we have a nice quick loop. Maybe we'll hit a sink right at the end. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there we go. So he is always gonna just grab one and drop it up here. And then as soon as this methane radical comes in, we'll combine it and shoot it out with red. I'm thinking we'll grab it and go this way. This is one of those situations where I wonder if we can go like this. Just because I'm always building them clockwise, I want to build stuff counterclockwise sometimes. Just so it looks more interesting. Just need to move the start down here. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. And red is going to go clockwise. So it looks very cool. Alright, I think we should. Yeah, if it grabs right here. Okay, this was good because I'll just say as soon as you drop it, red's good to go. Red will be sitting and waiting here. He'll bond it, he'll grab it. Or we could have blue do the bonding. That way red can pick it up faster. Whoops. Okay, I think this should work. Except we just need this. I think this should work. I think we are done with the level. Let's run it. Ah, something happened. Nitrogen collided in our latest reactor. Why? Well, let's watch it. Grabs it, he puts it there. Ah, we need a second sink to stop him from trying to do it again. Fair enough. Or let's just put it here. I think that'll work fine. So that way he can grab it, he'll be waiting right in the drop zone. Actually, no, that won't work because it won't. Big deal. Let me put it here. Something happened. Oh, we don't have an input. Yeah, I'm not saying that this stream is going to be anything interesting. What happened? Ah, we forgot to triple bond it. It's just, you know, this is going to be basically like watching a graphic version of programming, which we will eventually do as well. We will just be programming, just for prosperity. Okay. 3 and 2. Well, guess what? Oh, we gotta figure out. Instead of hitting this sink, we're gonna need to make this loop a little longer. And we're gonna have to bond 3 times. Nope. This is the problem with making really small loops. They're fast, but when you have to add anything in there, it becomes pretty difficult. Alright, well, I got an idea. It's not a good idea, but it's an idea. Just go around here. Bond twice more. Maybe move this over 1 like this. Alright. Excellent. What happened? What went wrong? Somehow one of our methane radicals went in without a nitrogen. Let's Let's watch that one more time. See what's going on. Okay, well, that one was fine. What was wrong? Ah. This was not in before it hit these bond commands. So, probably the easiest way to solve that is to make blue responsible for the input as well. Fair enough. I think we can speed this up if we move these along. It'll hit this twice, but it'll do nothing. Alright, well that should be 100% completed. It's going to be curious to see if these match the output. So far they're on par. Got something going on. Nitrogen I think is building up. Let's check. Yeah, this nitrogen pipe is getting full. So 2 ways to deal with this. We can make this pipe super long, which I don't like to do. Or we can just add some sinks. Whoops. The problem with this is the way I built it. We have one sink here. Moving that sink anywhere else is going to create problems. Or you can make red responsible for putting it out. It won't continue until it finishes the command of outputting. This might be a good solution. It's also a bad idea because, well, let's just give it a shot, see if it works. Eventually it should stop right here, and it is. Well, this seems to work. Okay. Everything is running very well. I think this one's the most complicated. Alright. How did we do? We used a lot more cycle. Well, we came in kind of average. Some people were able to do it pretty fast. Well, that's a change from the norm. Alright, that is going to be it for now. I will restart the stream here shortly. Thank you very much.